Market Roadmap subscribers. And if you're tuning in on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe for more content like this. Check out the link, the description below for the link to join the Market Roadmap if you're not already a member, and you can get this live when I publish it, or shortly after I actually come up with the list each week. All right, let's check out the list for the week, shall we? So first, topping up the list, Apple. We need to break out of this downtrend of lower highs, but it is above the roadmap line. Came down, made a lower low here this last week on March 14th. Got bullish after that. We need to see a break out of this downtrend though, and a higher high than we had back here on March 3rd, which can set us up this resistance zone at 170 to about 177. Gotta watch out for that. Lots of headwind for Apple. Break it up through there. Can see us finally break out to 192 or even 200 area. So, potential setup finally on Apple. I am holding shares myself. All right, BHVN number 2. We've got to see it break higher than these prior highs over here. It's been one that's been on, relatively on the list for a while. We just got to see it break on up higher here. That's really what we need to see. It had pushed highs there, so somewhere in this neighborhood, I can't get the line to stop moving there. Come on, right about there. So somewhere above 145 probably is going to set this up to go to 166, maybe 184. BP came down, been kind of just messing around down here. We'll have to see it make a solid break higher like we did last time. This was one from back around November, December. If it can start breaking through some of these highs, especially about 30, you can see another push out, 35, 38. BX finally coming back above the roadmap line. The consolidation was a little bit deep, but we did hold a higher low here. So this one could be set to finally start actually breaking some of these prior highs. We've got a high here to pay attention to. Got this one up here. So we've got some levels built up, some resistance in here. So if you get long in here, watch this zone here for resistance. If we just push right on up through, we could finally see a breakout 162, 179 on the upside. HPQ, this one already clearing the resistance here. Did find resistance at this 618. We do have a zone kind of coming in like this from this prior high down to the 618. That's the resistance we found right now. If we can break up out of that, you can see a push out to even 48 on HPQ. HSBC. I do expect a lot of these banking sector stocks to run into the earnings coming up in April. So out here, April 26th, a lot of these, there's just a market-wide rotation into financial as we come into earnings. It just happens every quarter. So watch for that one to break above probably this. That's just kind of a minor little deal right there. It stalled out at the tail right here. So there's kind of this big resistance zone from this on that swing right there. We're just kind of finding some resistance, pushing into it. Breaking above that could set us up to go out to 40, 43. IGT parked right in the roadmap line. A break out above this stuff could see us move on out. 1, 2, 3. We held it's quite a nice ABC correction. A, B, C. It's Elliott wave stuff if you're not familiar. It was a wave down, a 3 wave B, and then somewhat of a 5-way down, moving back up to the roadmap line. If we can get a breakout of this consolidation, we're going to find some resistance, come back up in this zone right here, right in here. If we get up through that, could push out to 36.40 on the upside. KBE, yet another 3-wave type retrace. Have the A wave down, the B wave retrace, C wave down, held 100%. Looking for some resistance. Looking to break through resistance. And this zone here pushes a little bit below where these tops were. So if you see some bullish action there, and label this up, the A wave down, the B wave retrace, the C wave down, held down, A equals C. Looking for some bullish, constructive bullish action. The next push out could get us to 63, 66, or even some higher levels up there. KO did a nice bounce off the roadmap line here. Didn't have a big 3-wave retrace into it, but we're coming back up into this resistance zone. It kind of a hefty resistance zone where we saw a whole bunch of consolidation. Big candles in this zone. So breaking on out, could see 64, 66 on KO. All right, KRE, nice 3-wave retrace off this high, 100%. Very, very nice proportions on these. A, B, C. That one held almost exactly the 100%. For the move, like to break up through this resistance right in here. It did have a high from 3 days back. Breaking up through there could be your initial, it's banking again. It's a regional banking. So putting an alert somewhere right in here. About 73.25, 73.20. Breaking up through there could be an indication we're going to push right on up through and see a run out to like 82, 86 on the upside. It could even be higher, but judging from these last moves, probably not much more than these 82, 86, unless we just get through the banking earnings and then keep pushing it out. So next up, Marvel, closing above the 144 EMA. Looks like resistance probably gonna be that gap right over in here where we gapped up above it. We just dropped down through it, found resistance here. So we're gonna have to see a move back up into this 81, 82 area before I'd really be interested in Marvel. NVIDIA got to break through this prior high from February to kind of flip the script here on NVIDIA. It did push at 1618 level, kind of a 5-way down. So to flip it around and possibly see it run out to 382, got to get back through this 270 level. You know, you can see we do have some consolidation right in here that that may prove to be resistance on top of that. So all the way down to there. That's kind of a resistance zone for NVIDIA. PCG, it did push a little bit low. Not really a clear 3-wave retrace. Coming up at resistance, it could just bounce down and make a lower low. Breaking back up through here and 12 could set us up to move out to a 14 area. It's one to keep an eye on. PEP went a little lower than the roadmap line, but we're coming back up into it. Resistance that we need to clear in this zone right there. Maybe set an alert up here around 170 and consider getting long for 183, 191. Rio, this is that classic blast up through, come down, got a little overexcited on the retrace. Watch for a move up through that zone. Could see us run out to 89 or 95. Tesla looking pretty strong off the bottom here. We're going to have resistance coming up. Yeah. Okay. Draw it in here. So there's some headwinds here. I'd say the resistance probably looks like this right now. Pushing up through there can be bullish to break out to new highs. I still kind of have a $1,500 upside target on Tesla. That's bigger picture than just what we're seeing right here. WFC consolidating right above the roadmap line. Could be bullish. Like I said, banking tends to run into these earnings. This one has April 14. Watch for resistance. This kind of zone right there. These candles right there. And then obviously the tops were right there. So this zone comes down just a hair more. You need to push up through there. XLF. It's the financial spiders. Came up above. We got to see a break back through the 39 area. Back through, this whole 39 area. Right in here. Did have a lower high here to break back through. Could see us push out to 42, 44. And also we have XLP, consumer staples, closing above. This was kind of messy in here. Let's see if the proportions, what they look like. And down to the 1272. Could be a very nice ABC proportion there. With the extension. ABC down. This one. Yeah, watch the resistance in this area where it consolidated. Right in there, kind of heavy. So you could get long. I'd probably put my stop up right up below the roadmap line, or at least right at this pivot here. Looking for a move up through here. If we found resistance, it may come down again. But if it can just push right on up through there, we can see it move out to 80, 82, even some extensions probably. You see our prior move here. Pushed out just past the 1618. But this move back here that pushed, significantly down. 1618, and then retraced, and then popped out to the 272, 2618. So this could be a longer term play for the rest of, or for deeper into 2022. Just keep an eye on that one. Could push out, and we could, could possibly see it move out to 86. So it's going to take a little while. All right, that's the roadmap for the week. So we had Apple, BHVN, BP, BX, HPQ, HSBC, IGT, KBE, KO, KRE, MRVL, NVDA, PCG, PEP, RIO, TSLA, WFC, XLF, XLP. It's quite a list this week because lots of stuff starting to turn on this market turn. The SPX itself, let's briefly touch on that. Let's see, get my correct keyboard here. SPX itself trying to break back through the roadmap line after getting a fair size, not quite perfectly proportional ABC. Came up a little short, but starting to break back high, break back through the roadmap line. Watch for resistance coming up right there. And of course, we have the 618 here. Until we can break through these highs here, we still have the possibility of getting a lower low down here. So watch for this move through here. If we've come up and just meet resistance here, we could see a lower low situation. So we need to see it do that. Certainly get above here, higher than these highs back here. All right, that's the situation in the market right now. And hope you have a great week trading, and come visit me on the Tuesday free open webinars I do. If you're not familiar, you can go to jeffreytrader.com/YouTube and watch it live 5 p.m. on Tuesdays. So that's going to wrap it up. Like and subscribe and get more market roadmap content and other content as I create it and post it on YouTube. So thanks for watching.